You are now in the Soul Studio with your host, JC Caprice, right here on worldwideclowradio.com. Relax, relate, breathe.
I'm like, there we go. Hey, did my track finish?
Yeah.
It did?
I don't know.
Studio.
You just couldn't hear it. It finished out.
Oh, it did. Okay, that's what's up. You said so, James, and it is so. It is so. What up, people? You are officially in the Soul Studio. I am your host, JC Caprice, and I am so excited. It is my favorite time of the week. Yes, from 8 to 9 p.m. right here on the Soul Studio, man, and I'm super excited. I have two very special guests here in the studio with me. You know, last week we were talking about the unknown legacy. We had Consuela Lopez in here, and we had Antonio Rafael chilling with us in the Soul Studio. And we were talking about King and his non-violent efforts and his legendary vision and all that good stuff. And, you know, when you're talking about peace and positivity, it's not just a one-shot deal. So, just staying in the light of everything, I wanted to bring it back to you. Yes, I did. And I have two very special guests. Man, my first guest, y'all know and love, right? Yeah, you. You know and love this one right here, one of Detroit's own gems, Ms. Korona. You like that? Korona. You like that? You know, I gotta enunciate when you're on the radio.
It ain't no S.
It ain't no Z.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ms. Okay, much respect, fam. How you doing?
Great.
You great?
Awesome.
Cool. All them things in between?
Everything.
That's what's up, man. We got a special person with you this evening. I'm gonna let you introduce who we got. Oh, yeah.
Me?
You.
Oh. What's your name?
No, I'm just joking. No. He clowned her loud.
No, we got my homie Kezia Curtis up in here, you know, representing for the Kingian Nonviolence Workshops.
That's what's up. Kezia, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
You good? You good? You relaxed? You ready to
relaxed.
You
I'm
ready
ready
to talk? You ready to relax, relate, and breathe?
I'm ready.
On the Soul Studio. Man.
Just woosah on the radio.
I did. I can't grab my ears. I have fun earphones.
I love it. You can do whatever you want to. You know, you family up in here. Woosah. Well, we're real excited about this. I just want to read a little excerpt that I got off of your website. You know, on April 3rd of 1968, Dr. King was in Memphis, Tennessee, where he gave the renowned. I said re-owned, girl.
We gonna re-own it too. And we gonna re-own it because they tried to take it.
They did. We gonna re-own it. I've been to the mountaintop speech to a packed audience. Now, after returning to his room at the Lorraine Motel, he was discussing strategies for the Poor People's Campaign with Dr. Bernard Lafayette Jr., who was then the national coordinator for the campaign. Now, as Dr. Lafayette was leaving the room to fly out to a press conference in Washington, D.C., Dr. King called out and said that the next movement that they need to organize is one to institutionalize and internationalize nonviolence. Now, the thing is, Dr. King and Dr. Lafayette were never able to finish that conversation because Dr. King would be assassinated outside the door of that motel just hours later. But it ain't stopped.
No.
It don't stop. You know? A strong believer that when God wants something done, he gets it done.
He gets it done.
Yes, he gets it done.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us a little bit about the vision that King speaks about. You know, he's talking about with institutionalizing and internationalizing nonviolence.
I think what Dr. King was saying was that he wanted more people to be able to use the philosophy not in just building movements, but also in interpersonal relationships and using nonviolence with one another, and how we view conflict. You know, a lot of times people view conflict as like this horrible thing, like, oh my God, I had a conflict and I'm not about it. I can't, this is not a part of my life. I can't do this right now.
Right.
But, you know, conflict is just something that happens so normally and it happens every day. Like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing with my hair today. I don't know what I'm going to wear.
That is a conflict.
Yes.
Even my short style, I still be like, do I put juices in it?
Right.
I use berries. I use
berries
and berries.
Just juices and berries. Ain't no sperm.
Yeah, my conflict is usually what sneakers I'm gonna wear.
Yes.
Yep.
And quite a conflict.
Yeah.
That is.
Because then I have to figure out the outfit that's gonna go with the sneakers.
You gotta coordinate it.
Yep.
So when we think about conflict, it could be something from very simple to something major, like violence. You know what I mean? When you have someone you may have an issue with someone, right?
Right. So, there are different levels to a conflict, and conflict always has a history.
Yeah.
So it might start off at this really normal level and get to like this really overt thing.
Yeah.
But even in an overt level, you can always step back and figure out how to deal with it in the correct way. And sometimes you might need some people to help with it, but there's always like a choice and a way to solve the conflict. So
that's awesome. So now, what does PPWN stand for?
PPWN stands for Positive Peace Warrior Network.
That's dope. Now, even the name itself, Positive Peace. Then you got warrior,
right?
So it's almost like it's got like a interesting metaphoric undertone, because you got peace, but then you got warrior. So how do those two come together? How do they come together? How can you be a peaceful warrior?
I think that, we put this connotation with warrior as being like this negative thing, but a warrior is just someone that is strong and that stands firmly in something that they believe in. And so, as a nonviolent person and using nonviolence to create social justice, I definitely stand firm in believing in, there being justice for everyone, people of color and anyone. So
Awesome. Now how big is this particular network? Like, how long has it been around? Where is it stationed? Is it like a worldwide movement? Because I know I saw somewhere things going on in the jail systems, going on in Chicago, schools. This is pretty big.
Yes. I've done some trainings with PPWN in Chicago and at the University of River Falls.
Okay.
Globe, who is the founder of PPWN, he's done some work in Cuba. He's done a lot of things down in Selma, Alabama. Yeah. And just kind of all over. So anywhere that people are willing to have us come and do training, we're willing to go.
Now that's awesome. I know before the show, you and I were talking, and we were talking a little bit about your passion for, being a change agent for peace. How did that get started for you?
For me in particular, it started, I was in high school and I attended a summer program where I was initially just really excited about being paid, and I had no idea. I got a job.
That's real talk. That is real talk.
For real. I was like, I got a job. I'm so geeked. Getting some gym shoes this summer. And yes.
And comment, these gym shoes.
So, and during the summer program, we learned Kenyan nonviolence, and it just stuck with me. And from there, I went on to do AmeriCorps, where I was a nonviolent cop in an elementary school.
What?
And I had a positive peace room where kids would come to solve their conflict, and it was like alternative for suspension.
Really? Now, what kind of conflicts did you see, at that level?
I would see all kinds of things, conflicts that students had with teachers, and so they would kick them out the room and send them to me.
I bet that was interesting.
Yeah. Because, it's that dynamic of an adult and a child.
Yeah.
And so, but a lot of times I would end up speaking to the student and seeing like where their head was and how they could correct the situation so they can go back to class.
Yeah.
Or, like arguments. Sometimes kids that they hadn't eaten, they would send them to my room so they could eat.
So if they haven't even had a meal, so it's not just let's do a role play. How would you work this out? These are like real things. Like, you ain't eat.
Right.
How do we solve this particular?
And not eating is a serious conflict because I get really hangry.
Yes.
That is real.
Hangry.
Just a multitude of things. They would send the kids down there, whether it was an alternative for suspension or just they needed somebody to talk to. So
wow. I mean, and do you, when you would have a kid, not a kid, but when you'd have one of the students come in and they'd have a conflict, what are the basic like core values that you stand upon when you're talking to one of the youth? What do you tell them? Is it like first thing we do is we figure out what the situation, what the conflict is? Like, what are the steps to it?
Well, there are 6 steps to like solving conflict, usually like in social justice movement that we talk about during the training. But the first step is always gathering information. So I want to know exactly what happened. Yeah. Like, so tell me what happened. And usually with the student, I say, well, what did you do?
Yeah. Okay.
Because another conflict, we always are so ready to point the finger. Well, I just came in a room and then they were smacking their lips and looking at me like I was crazy and they had an attitude. Well, how do you know that person had an attitude? So let's talk about what you know, and you all can really speak for yourself.
Right. So you bring it back on them. Like, what role did you play in it?
Right. So, because we all need to be held accountable for, whatever actions that we take. It takes two people, to participate in a conflict and help it grow.
That's true. Unless you just a little off. You just, have that internal conflict. Some
serious internal conflict all by yourself.
Right. You probably seen me in my car. Like, I don't know. I milk cheese. Just conflicted. Red eggs, just conflicted. Just conflicted. Man. So you gather information.
I gather information just to see, what was really going on. And a lot of times we have to take time to just educate folks. Well, could you have done this in a different way?
Yeah.
What can you say? What can you do differently? And like those sorts of things. And then from there, just really allowing, if it's more than one person involved in a conflict, like saying like, well, this is what I need so that I feel safer, that I feel better, or so that I don't feel disrespected, or this is how I felt when you did this. So that folks can, I tell all my friends, I'm like serious about feelings. Yeah. I'm a Cancer and I'm all about feelings.
Yes, you said it right there. Cancer. Very true. Very true.
I can't take away your feelings. They're yours. So somebody being able to voice those feelings and someone listening sometimes that can solve a whole bunch. That's because true. You're just being able to vocalize that and somebody saying like, okay, I see what you're saying.
That's true. That's true.
And then a lot of times you just have to respect the process and not think that just in that one sitting we're going to be able to solve this conflict. Like, because what I said before, conflict has history. Yeah. And so sometimes really this conflict could have started from you not eating in the morning and then coming in and having an attitude. And so you have to be able to trace it all the way back to those different things that really started the source of, that conflict. So
I love that. So it is like that. It's a process. A lot of times you think you just are able to come to, we're going to talk about these workshops too, because this is a 2-day workshop, right?
Yes, 2 days.
2-day workshop.
2 days.
Right now, before I go where I was going to go, with the 2-day workshops, tell us a little bit about that. Like, what's the focus? What's the point?
Really, the focus and the point of it is just an introduction to Kingian nonviolence and Dr. King's philosophy.
Let's define that. Yeah, let's define like what that is.
So, Kingian nonviolence is Dr. King's philosophy of nonviolence that he used during the Civil Rights Movement. And it really, for me, sets it apart from a lot of different like nonviolent workshops or different things that are going on right now, is that it really talks about not just the absence of physical violence, but the presence of love and the presence of justice. And not settling for the status quo, and really pushing forward to make change.
Yeah.
Because so many times, people hear Dr. King or nonviolence, they're like, oh, I'm not about turning the other cheek and letting somebody beat on me. And,
they think I have a dream and that's it.
Right. And really, it's about, really fighting. It doesn't, just because you're nonviolent doesn't mean you don't fight.
Right. You don't fight. What?
Nothing. I just seen. I was really not expecting you to see that I was pointing.
I see all,
but my mind was conflicted because I wanted to say something, but I had to remember that we're in an interview, and that was
yeah. But you know how we do here. We're so free flowing. You can just say what you want to. Just something random.
It was nothing. What I'm saying? I was just looking at your finger heel, and I was looking at your finger heel.
Oh, you see my finger? That's a conflict. Yeah. Now that for me, when you see it, I'm just waiting for the mug to fall off. For y'all who are tuned into the Ustreaming, I'm not really flicking you off, but my middle finger did get smashed in the door. So I'm just showing you. You all make sure that you all can Ustream, right, James? You got your mic up? Yeah. Tell the people a little bit about this Ustreaming we're doing, because we're not only just on the internet, we're actually Ustreaming live, which is dope.
Yeah, all you gotta do is just go on to Ustream, download the Ustream, and type in Worldwide Core Radio, and bam, there we go.
Boom, and you'll be able to see
bam and boom
the handsome back of his head.
That's why I got a voice for radio.
There you go. No, you're handsome, boo. You are handsome. He's got the greatest smile and the greatest spirit. But so Core Radio is really doing some awesome things, and we're expanding so that we can bring you very important content like we're talking about today. We're talking about the Kingian nonviolence, focus. Now, for you, Korona, let's bring you in on the conversation.
Oh,
yes. Now
you couldn't wait. I got through in there.
Well, she's doing so dang good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I gotta include you because you play such a key role about it, which we're gonna talk about after the commercial break. But I do want to know How does this ring for you? The key.
You know what I want to know? What key I hold? I don't just hear.
You said what?
I don't know what key I hold.
You hold a key to the city, girl. As many. Now you just got 2 autographs. You done signed the wall out there. You done got 3 pictures.
I'm just happy to be here.
You are one of Detroit's gems, dog. I mean, you're
Jesus
so humble.
Good.
Yes, he is, and you're so humble with it.
And
you
I
know
love
what I mean?
everybody.
So your role in this, what does that mean to you?
Well, I'm really honored because I went through the adult training in October, and honestly, like, it really changed a lot in my life. Like, I use it day to day. Like, you know, I go through a lot of conflicting situations with other artists.
I bet. And
trying to push other artists and, like, believing in artists and doing these events, and it's stressful.
Yeah.
So, you know, honestly, like, going through the training, I've been able to recognize when a conflict occurs, you know what I mean? Or when it's about to occur, and I'm like, okay, like, I'm just going to give you an example.
Yeah.
You know, a couple months back, a relative of mine passed away, so I did, like, this Instagram thing where I was, like, trying to show appreciation to people that, you know, have been supporting me over the years. And so a couple of my really close friends unfollowed me because I was, like, posting too much stuff.
What?
So I was like, you know, I took a snapshot of them, you know, like, they unfollowed me. I'm like, oh, because I showed appreciation, like, people that I really know unfollow me, but I appreciate y'all too. And you know, a couple of them took it the wrong way. And I recognized, like, that could have been a conflicting situation because I, like, aired them out. But it wasn't like a diss, you know what I'm saying? I was just saying, like, to show appreciation to people that I probably never met. Out of all the 1,000 friends I got on Instagram that were showing me love, I actually got unfollowed by people who look at me like a sister.
Wow, that's interesting.
So I had to, you know, have a long 45-minute conversation with my homie. Like, you know, dude, I was literally about to hit sin on an apology because I didn't mean for it to, you know, come across like that. But I think if I wouldn't have took that training, I probably wouldn't have recognized and it, like, at that moment that, you know what I'm saying, it probably would have took the conversation for me to see that it could have been a conflicting situation. I'm like, I ain't trying to start no beef, you know, but yeah, man, back in the day, I had a hot head, a temper, I was a fighter. Like, you know, I wasn't a turn the other cheek person. I'm really still not, but I'm trying to be more positive in my life, like, you know.
And that's what it's about, is really striving to become that better person. And I mean, and we're all here together, you know, so we might as well learn what it means to relate to one another. And I honestly believe that, you know, the core values that you were speaking about, Kezia, and then what, you know, the story that you're speaking on now, Korona really is key. I mean, it's something that has to be taught. And I know with PPWN that training is very important towards doing that, you know. So some of the things that you kind of pulled away from the training.
I pulled away a lot of stuff from that training. I was like, see, it was an initial conflict for me to even go to the training. I was like,
how did you even get into it? Know about it?
She sent me an invite, and I was like, I don't know if I want, you know, like, I had to go to church on Sunday, but then I thought about it like, well, it is inside of a church, so technically I'm not missing church because I'm still in a church.
All right.
You know?
Yeah, that's how you resolve a conflict.
Yeah, and I was like, you know, I don't really have no money. Like, I was like, I want to go, but you know what I mean? And it was some other stuff, but I just, you know, it's neither here nor there. The fact of the matter is that I went and my spirit just kept saying, go, because you're going to get more out of it than you think, like, you really need it.
Yeah.
And when I went and you know, they was talking about a lot of principles, I'm like, damn, like, I was able to recognize past situations and my part in playing that, you know what I mean? Like, the role I played in, like, my last physical altercation. I'm like, damn, I really kind of sparked that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because when me and my cousin had a fight, and I was like, she got in defense mode. She just got in a defensive stance. So I swung at her and I hit her, and I was like, but she probably wasn't gonna hit me.
Right, but that's how you translated the situation.
Yeah. You know, and they were just talking about how, like, you know, certain ways that you interact with people and you talking and having a conversation, and, you know, your vocal tone escalate.
Oh wow, it gets that specific. Body language, your tone,
all that. They talk
everything.
about all of that.
Wow, I love that. I mean, because a lot of time in our society, it's either fight or flight. You know what I'm saying? And it's something like these workshops, I believe, want to really put the knowledge so that when you do get in a conflicting situation, it's almost like karate. Like, I don't know if either one of y'all ever took karate before. What belt do you get up to?
Brown.
Dude, you and me both. Brown belt? And then I just gave it up.
Yeah. My mama ran out of money. Like, you fighting out here in the streets anyway. Right. You learning all the karate moves you need to do.
True that. But it's a lot like karate because, I mean, with karate, and I don't know about the other, martial arts, but they just want you to have, your body awareness and they want you to have the knowledge of it, but that doesn't mean for you to use it. Mm-hmm. It's just it shows you
discipline, like,
exactly,
right.
Discipline.
Right.
Exactly, discipline.
Yeah.
So,
but they also show, I mean, I don't mean to just be cutting all in the Kezia interview,
but
when I did this training, like, I was so excited. You know what I'm saying? It was like enlightening and very informative, and I think I was like bragging to everybody I had homework to do, and I was I gotta do these questions. You helped me with one of the questions, and because I was like, I was really intrigued by it, and I'm like, and the fact that since October I'm just like, living and doing and using a lot of the principles on a day-to-day basis. Yes. So when they hit me up about, when Kezia hit me up about, doing an event for it, I was all in. Like,
man, well, you hold that thought because I want to talk about your role in this event. You know what I mean? And with Kezia, with this 2-day workshop, what do you want people to come out with the knowledge of being able to do or to know?
I think initially, whatever folks are coming into to get from it, I definitely want them to be able to take that away. On the first day, we talk about what people want to get out of the workshop, and then at the end of the workshop, we ask if they received that. Okay. So whether it's to be able to use it like interpersonally, whether they're a teacher and they want to be able to use it in schools, or if they're social justice folks and they want to be able to use it to build movements and campaigns.
Right.
I want people to be able to get that from the workshop because it includes all of those things.
Right. And then these workshops, these 2-day ones that we're talking about right now are for the adults?
Yes.
When is that?
The adult workshop is actually this Friday and Saturday at the Bach Center.
Tomorrow. That's like tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow. Some folks are really not happy with me about doing the 2-day Saturday and Sunday. And so I want to respect everybody that goes to church on Sunday.
Right.
So,
right.
I was happy at the end because I was like, I still got my Jesus going.
I'm in the church.
Well, this time we're not in the church.
Well, church is when 2 or 3 are gathered.
Right.
Church is in your heart. It's within. It's within. So you can have church. We have a church right now. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
See, church right now.
Praise him.
So that's dope. I think that's awesome. I think, you know what, James? I think on second thought, I think we'll go ahead and play some bills. And then play some bills.
Yeah.
We're going to play some bills.
I be playing with my bills all the time.
Yeah, man, pay for airplanes. Basketballs for the trash. If you're from DTE and you're listening, do not take me seriously. But no, let's pay some bills. And then when we come back, we're going to bump in with PPWN. That's a track. Tell us a little bit about that, Korona.
Oh, it's just the title track off of the mixtape that we put together to coincide with the event. I'm going to, I know we on time, so, it's featuring Alias, P Knuckles, Super MC, produced by DJ Los, co-produced by me. Los did the cuts on there, It's a movement. I'm happy. I'm glad to be on board and, man, it's an honor.
Yeah, we are too. Let's go ahead and take a break. You're listening to the Soul Studio, man. We sitting here chilling with Kezia Curtis and Miss Korona right here talking about the King of Peace.
Now, it is.
Violent. I love them.
Sorry.
Y'all, keep it loud right here. We'll be right back.
Be right back after these important messages.
Have you been filling out numerous amounts of job applications but never ever receive a response? How would you like to travel to major cities like Miami, LA, Vegas, Chicago, and New York, making up to $500 a week? $500 a week? Who doing that?
Urban Development Solutions.
We're looking for positive, hard-working, self-motivated people. If that's you, call Mr. McClain at 517-315-6155. 517-315-6155.
Copeland Entertainment, where we bring TV to reality. Have your child's favorite mascot character come celebrate his or her birthday. We offer a very affordable way for your child to have a one-of-a-kind birthday. Please call us today at 313-995-0177. Copeland Entertainment, mascot characters come to you.
You want to be fabulous? Well, come to Funkalooza for all your fabulous needs. Handbags, accessories, fragrance, custom-made jewelry, and clothing. I feel the funk at Funkalooza. New spring collection coming soon. Dresses, tops, dashikis, and more. Funkalooza has Valentine's Day specials. 20% off any purchase, $25 or more. Superior Plaza, 7649 Wyoming Avenue in Dearborn. Mention this ad on Worldwide Core Radio or print our coupon out on Facebook. 313-651-9515. Funkalooza.
Scott Stewart here at Buffalo Wild Wings for Boneless Thursdays to celebrate the weekend starting early. You see, we believe weekends should start on Thursdays.
My Friday status report? Right here.
And we're recruiting fellow fans of wings, beer, and sports. So help support the 4-day work week with specially priced boneless wings all day. 14 signature sauces and ice-cold Coca-Cola on Boneless Thursdays.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports. Price and participation vary by location.
The positive.
PPWN. 2 Chainz said he gon' be fresh as hell if the feds watching. But these kids tryna duck all the lead popping. Every time I look up, it's a murder, y'all. When they talk magazines, it ain't murder, dog. Or the source or the devil excel. They speak about life like they better in hell. No mother, no father, nobody to look up to. Try to kick game, but they screaming out bump you. This little ass got a chip on his shoulder. Heart's getting colder, like wait till I'm older. I'ma get bitches, I'ma slang boulders. I'ma get riches, I'ma whip Range Rovers. No aspirations of an education that our forefathers fought for before this generation. I ain't preaching, I'm just speaking the truth. I ain't perfect cause my childhood was messed up too. But it's more graduations to prison than Princeton, and more ballers drafted to the streets than the Pistons. But I think we need to change the stats, cause when a young life gone, ain't no changing that. PPWN.
Time to pick the pieces up, make a change.
Positive moves.
Negative to positive.
PPWN.
Time to pick the pieces up, make a change.
Positive moves.
Negative to positive.
Hey yo, time to pick the pieces up. Put the puzzle back in place before we destruct. Get the youth out the frame of not needing us. Young minds in a state of getting beaten up. I don't wanna see another Trayvon Martin, nor do I wanna see another bad trend starting. Everybody ain't got it like a big star, worth a lot of money rolling in a big car, or on a flat screen showing off a thick wide. They want the life and now they don't wanna get a job. We gotta make a path to last till the end of time, instead of glorifying sights that always end in crime. Feed the minds of the future more nourishment, and stop leading them blind on a tourist trip. The power of the brain sponges up everything. That's the good, bad, ugly, man, everything. We gotta make a change.
PPWN.
Time to pick the pieces up, make a change.
Positive moves.
Negative to positive.
PPWN.
Time to pick the pieces up, make a change.
Positive moves.
Negative to positive.
I'm inspired by the struggle, the love, the hustle, the rights for the civil, and all individuals. My Martin's on high, that's mountaintop fly. I see the future is for you and I.
Hey, I love that. We just gonna give them a little taste because tell them how they can actually get that track.
Is my mic on?
Your mic is so on.
Okay. I can't
it's
hear
so
myself
on.
I ain't got my headphones on. Oh, there I am. Boom. Get with it. No.
It's all good, man.
No,
it's all right.
You can actually go on ppwn.bandcamp.com and cop it for $1, man. And
$1, that's it?
The money that's it. But they can pay for, they can pay more if they want to.
Okay.
You got that
right.
option.
Exactly.
You got that option. You know what I'm saying?
Always got that option.
And the money goes towards all the future trainings, to Positive Peace Warrior Network.
I love it, man.
Yeah, man. But we're going to have, physical copies at the event, at the concert. We're doing a Positive Mouthpiece concert.
Yes.
Immediately following the second day of youth training. So yeah, man, you on that mixtape?
I'm excited. Yes, I am.
Yeah, we got
I'm on it. I'm on it too.
I'll be in there singing your songs.
Do you? Yes.
Can't sing. I've been trying to sing for real.
I love it, man. Yeah, I get lessons. I give you
That's okay,
two free lessons.
My next album, after
two free lessons. Because I'm already I'm serious about my shit.
That's conflicting. That's conflicting. No, man, that's conflicting. Look, no, but after I drop the Most Slept On album, I'm gonna do an album called Soul of a Crooner.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
I'm gonna sing for y'all now.
You can though.
I'm gonna sing.
You can though. Hey, you know who we got on the line here? We got Mr. Jonathan Lewis. How are you, fam?
What's poppin'?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me, y'all. What's up?
That's what's up, man. Tell us a little bit about your role with PPWN, man. It's an honor to be speaking with you. Tell us what it means to you.
Well, Positive Peace Warrior Network is pretty much an extension of the work of early civil rights leaders. I met a gentleman by the name of Dr. Bernard Lafayette Jr., who was the director of the Poor People's Campaign. And he was with Dr. King the morning of his assassination. Mm-hmm. And the last conversation was around what they were going to do next. It was around institutionalizing and internationalizing nonviolence education. And he said that because he understood the power that youth possess when they find ways to transform their conflicts to creative means. So the Positive Peace Warrior Network is dedicated to doing that. Wow. Providing youth around the country, around the world, the skill and will of Kingian nonviolence, specifically Dr. King's philosophy and example.
Wow. So what does it mean to institutionalize and internationalize nonviolence?
That's definitely a question that Dr. Lafayette was left with, because it was only about 6 hours after that conversation that Dr. King was assassinated. So Dr. Lafayette has moved forward with his best thinking, if you will. The Positive Peace Warrior Network has tried to get programs at all levels of society. We have programs working with the government, with high schools, with jails, with prisons. But, I mean, schools today, we expect our kids to be able to make it through a day in the life of their school, as well as in their community. We give them math, science, all those other subjects, but we don't teach them how to deal with their conflict.
You better say that.
So that's what we're all about, trying to equip folks with ways of responding a new way, a different way, just helping them reinforce what they already believe to be true, because a lot of us who believe in peace sometimes feel alone. And the Positive Peace Warrior Network is there to tell folks that to be peaceful does not mean that you're a punk. Because the true definition of a warrior, if you look it up in any dictionary, the first one will speak to guns and actual military action, but the second one is the one that the Positive Peace Warrior Network subscribes to. That says a warrior is one who's engaged or experienced in conflict. And there's not a human being on this planet who is not experienced in conflict. The choice is not whether or not you're going to be a warrior. The choice is how you're going to deal with that. And the Positive Peace Warrior Network provides folks an opportunity to learn skills, methods, tactics, and perhaps even a way of life to cope with, transform the current crisis in their lives as well as in their communities.
Wow, that's absolutely awesome. So will you be facilitating these 2-day workshops that are going on tomorrow as well as Saturday, right?
Well, tomorrow we're fortunate enough to have a friend of mine who's based out of Colombia and works with some hip-hop artists that I work with out there in 5 different boroughs. And she's going to be joining Kezia this weekend to do the workshop out there. And I'll be coming out because I got pulled into a meeting with SDLC, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, which is Dr. King's organization, around trying to mobilize for 2014. I'll be bringing in a gentleman by the name of Malik Hassan, who's the founder of Occupy the Hood. He's coming up with me on Wednesday.
Oh, wow.
Different Wednesday all the way through. And I just want to give all props to Ms. Korona and Kezia Curtis for what they're doing out there, because you guys are true leaders, and I'm just so grateful that our paths have crossed and now we can battle this war together, y'all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Globe.
And thank you, Kezia. Kezia bullied me into doing this. I'm just going to put it out there.
That is not true.
She forced me because I owe her like $1,500.
Where does bullying fit into the larger scheme?
I'm just joking. Listen, everybody who know me know that I'm just joking.
Of course.
She all about flowers
and unicorns and rainbows.
And gardening and, you know, positive peace. She can't bully nobody.
So, Jonathan, you know, before we let you get on, man, what do you want people to go away with? What knowledge do you want them to go away with these workshops, both the adult workshops and the youth workshops?
Well, perhaps a new understanding or a way of applying the nonviolence to today's current situation. Because we're not going to do it the same way, but I think we can learn from that philosophy as we move forward. And with the idea of bringing music into this whole thing, I want folks to get a spirit of movement. Because it's not going to get done by anybody outside of ourselves.
Yeah.
And I just want folks to truly understand what Dr. King was talking about when he was calling us to be nonviolent. It wasn't about being punks or passive, not being committed to not putting into the world what it is that you do not want. And come and join us. And I guarantee you you'll learn something and perhaps even want to learn some more.
I love it, man. Thank you so much for chiming in on this and for doing the work that you are doing. We are forever grateful. And any way that we can support what you're doing, man, just let us know. And we are so there.
Oh, we're definitely going to hold you to that. So thank you very much.
Okay, hey, word is bond, y'all. Take care, Jonathan, and we will see you, okay?
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much.
No problem, peace. Yeah, you know, my mama said don't say nothing that you can't do. So, yeah, anything that you guys got going on with this, man, let us know. Let me know. You know what I'm saying?
That's what we need. We need donations for food to feed these kids.
Yes, yeah.
I need some of these grown-ups to show up.
Yes. Even if it's cold tomorrow.
Right. Yes. Because
Please
it's going to be cold.
Up.
I mean, this is Michigan. So it's going to be cold.
Please still
I hate the cold, but I'm going to be there.
Yep.
That was not enthusiastic. Can we do that yet again? A little. Yeah. You know the people that are listening.
Is that better?
Yep. So let's talk about, okay, we have the 2-day workshops that are going on for the adults, and then we have the workshops for the kids.
Yes.
That's 2 days as well, right?
Yes.
What days are those?
Those are the 31st and the 1st, which is a Friday and a Saturday as well.
Now, will the same values be, because it's interesting that you have adult and then you have youth, and it's separate, right? Now, will the same values, first question is that intentional? And the second question is, will the same values be taught in both segments?
Yes, it is intentional, and yes, they'll be learning the exact same thing.
Okay.
But I separated because sometimes youth, when they're around adults, especially if they don't know them or, you know, they get a little clammed up and they don't want to speak. They want to hold on to their ideas. And so we really want to open up the space for them to use their voice while they're learning and make sure that we're teaching in a way that they're receptive of.
You know, that's so dope because I went to the Unknown Legacy. Both of you all were there at 5E and that was on Monday. And the youth,
it was a dope
event. Man, the youth are so awake. And I remember a quote, and I can't remember do you all remember the young guy who has on the red shirt? He was dope.
I don't know. I came a little late, but I
left a little early.
Yeah. So between both of y'all were there the whole time. Well, this quote from this young guy, it was so great because he said, you know, that, and I have to make sure I say it right because it was so profound, and he had to be maybe 14, 15 years old, and he said, you know, when talking about Dr. King and the things that we know about Dr. King, and then the things that we may not know about Dr. King, and Dr. King wasn't a punk, you know, he was towards the end of his you know, his journey here, he was really starting to do some things that may have been like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? That weren't maybe so easily to put on television at dinner time. You know what I'm saying? And this young guy said it's not that the information isn't out there, it's just not being taught. And that to me showed me that these youth are like,
but they teach that.
They're ready.
That's what they're going.
Videos and
that's what's up.
You know,
that's
like,
what's up.
Man, I was in awe because, you know, I'm older and I know some of the history from, you know, my mom telling me about some of the stuff and, you know, my elders, but to actually see it, you know what I mean? To see that footage of, you know, I was just like, wow, like it just really made me feel like, I need to be doing more, you know what I'm saying? Like back then when it was like, you can be lynched.
You
for
can
standing
get
up
sprayed,
and speaking up for yourself.
Bitten.
And nowadays, I mean, but to see those kids at that event be so eager to learn and want to do something positive. Like, you know, they were approaching me at the end because I stood there. She left early. I stayed late.
Right.
But I passed out flyers to every single person.
And there you have it.
And it was people who like walked out the door like, oh, I didn't get a flyer, but they came back in to get one.
Nice.
You know? So there's hopefully they'll turn up at this event.
Well, people want this. I honestly feel that a lot of times things aren't done because people aren't given opportunity. You know what I mean? Like they're not actually aware of the opportunities that are out there. Now, a bit of that you do have to seek for yourself, but when you have positive peace warriors like y'all, you know, and Jonathan and the whole organization, PPWN, and then the artists who are on this mixtape, you know, you can't help but get that information out there and really cause a change, you know. Right. So, talking about this mixtape, what's the whole premise behind that? Why? What's the point?
I don't know. You know what? When Kezia approached me about doing an event, I just was thinking like, it could be taken to a whole nother level by doing the mixtape. You know, when I initially met Jonathan, Kezia hit me up like, hey, you know, my lead trainer's coming in. He wants to meet some folks from the hip hop community. Okay. So I reached out to some people. A handful of people showed up, like all women. None of the guys that I hit up showed up. But you know, women, we make things happen.
We do.
Okay?
We do.
So he was talking about how he wanted to start getting the hip hop community more involved and, you know, coming out to the training and stuff like that. So I was like, maybe y'all should do like a concert or something and like incorporate them in it. And then like the mixtape idea just came about because I was thinking of all the awesome artists that are going to be on this show, and this is like the first concert that they're doing. That's involved with
just on a whole, like this is the first one.
I think Globe did one in Selma.
Okay.
In conjunction with like a month-long training.
Okay.
But this is the first one here.
For this area. That's dope. And that's major, and that's so necessary here for this particular city. Right. For this to happen in the city of Detroit is major.
So I was like, you know, I mean, I just thought of the mixtape idea because I know that they travel and they, you know, they go all over the place with this. And I'm like, you know, why not let the artists who are about this movement but probably don't know how to get involved, let their voices be heard outside of here. You know, a lot of us really deserve to be heard musically outside of here, but everybody that's on this mixtape really has a voice and they stand for something.
Right, and a heart for it.
Right.
Heart.
So I was like, you know, it really... You know, I know a lot of artists in the city. I know pretty much everybody. So I just really had to sit down and strategically pick who would fit for this show, who, you know, it made sense, you know what I mean, and the things that they're about, and I'm like, okay.
Now who's on it?
Malachi London, who's a poet. JC Caprice, that's you know, she do her R&B thing. You feel me? You know, we got Tawana Honeycomb, who's one of the features, who's a poet. Super MC, who's a feature. You know, everybody should know Super MC.
That brother, he's
He's like the Malcolm X of
he is.
Detroit hip hop.
Very intentional. Yes, very intentional.
Yeah, you know, we have Incite the Riot.
Oh yes, shouts out.
Whose name has Incite the Riot, but it's like a riot of positivity.
Yes, ma'am.
Within her.
Yes, ma'am.
And who am I missing? Family Grind. Family Grind. Those my homies. I love those guys. They are some positive young men who do a lot in the community, and you know, I just feel like they need to be seen more and heard more, you know. And then we got some youth artists, Vizu, and Lil
Humble
Gov.
brother too. Matt Hill.
I'm hosting it.
Yep. You know it's gonna be crazy.
I'm gonna be rapping a little bit.
Yes, you are.
Because I don't really have no songs that ain't.
Hey, you know what? Look. Speaking of rapping, because we gotta pay some more bills.
Okay.
So when we come back, guess what we got?
Kezia gonna rap?
Yep, Kezia.
I am not going to rap. That is not going down. I am not about that life.
That's going down. Then a mug. Yes, you can. You can spoken word it. You can speak in word. There you go. That's what we're gonna do when we come back. That's gonna be dope. I know. We're gonna get in on the Soul Cypher, man. When we come back, you listen to the Soul Studio, man. It's talking about peace and positivity. We having a good time.
Yeah,
that's what's up, man, y'all.
Yep.
I love that.
No,
much better. We will be right back, man. Keep it locked.
Yep.
Ready Ride Transportation is your solution to transportation. Ready Ride. We provide wheelchair and ambulatory vehicles. Located at 23077 Greenfield, Suite 146, Southfield, Michigan 48005. Phone number 248-559-2500. Ready Ride. That's 248-559-2500.
Ready Ride.
Fax number is 248-559-2848. That's 248-559-2848. You can even reach us on the internet at readyride.com. That's REDDIRIDE.com. We have newer vehicles, 100% insured, limo licensed drivers, clean and ready, clearly identified. Drivers carry cell phones, dress in uniforms, employee ID badges, door-to-door service, background checks, and random drug screening. Office staff offer error-proof scheduling of appointments. Appointments can be made via phone, fax, or email with a new computer system installed. Ready Ride serves all your transportation needs. Doctor's appointments, therapy sessions, hospital visits, medical visits, dialysis, attending church, family events, educational events, senior activities, outings, picnics, airport, grocery store, recreations, and special events. Service is what we sell. Transportation is simply our business. Ready Ride Transportation is a non-emergency transportation company with the most experienced transportation service in the state of Michigan. We're leaders in our industry with 25 years of experience and wheelchair accessible. We have updated our scheduling program. 24 hours, 7 days a week, dispatching is available. Seminars for training our drivers and staff. Our wheelchair vans offer wider, longer lift with the weight-bearing capacity up to 750 pounds. Clean, high-top vans for your convenience. Let us accommodate your transportation needs at Ready Ride Transportation. Ready Ride Transportation. Ready Ride Transportation.
Live from Progressive.
Let's take another call.
Hey, Flo, ever wonder if you offer too many discounts?
Never. Homeowners, safe driver, snapshot, pay in full. Right now, we offer more discounts than ever.
Doesn't that seem a bit excessive?
Wait, is this Bill and Tom from another insurance company?
Hang up.
Busted!
Getting you all the discounts you deserve. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and its affiliates, Mayfield Village, Ohio. Prices vary based on how you buy. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Ready for some hot adult entertainment? Come to Detroit's largest adult playground, Jaguar. 3 for $25 Patron, $7 Long Island Blue motherfuckers, and Purple Rain. Full food menu and day shift drink specials. Mention Core Radio at the door for half off your entrance. Promotion may vary. We want to make you hot and bothered with the sexiest adult dancers in the D. Jaguar. 15606 Joy Road. See you there. My Sister and Me, 24-hour hair braiding, specializing in all phases of braids, locks, and twists. Men, women, and children are more than welcome. Several braiders to serve you and your entire family. We are reasonable, affordable, and professional. Ask us about our back-to-school specials or book online at MySisterandMe24HourHairBraiding.com or call to schedule your next appointment. 313-340-9515. Come on down to My Sister and Me, 19001 Livernois Avenue off of 7 Mile. We can't wait to see you. My Sister and Me.
Yay, we're back. Shouts out to Mo Devine, one of the bombest engineers. You know, you too, James, so, you know, I know you, you ain't even tripping.
He's my mentor. He's the one who trained me, so of course he's gonna get all the props.
Yes, he gave us, and bam. I love it. He gave us mad props, y'all, and he wants to make sure that, you know, any of the artists, we get him some music, he will play it, okay?
Bet.
So
I want to say something before we start the cypher.
Go ahead.
Yo, y'all could go on Neptix and cop them advanced tickets.
Yes.
Or if you see me on the street, just cop an advanced ticket.
Or you see me on the street. I know y'all might not know what I look like because I wasn't on 8 Mile. So
she went at the lunch truck. She knew she was on that lunch truck. She was in the back getting the hot dog bun in the crowd.
Holding up that damn line. This is a conflict right here. My stomach. I am hangry.
But we got a 2-day workshop for that. Right. Tomorrow and Saturday. But yeah, we about to get in on this Soul Cypher, man. I could not do it and you're here. You know what I'm saying? Like I do it when other rap, don't nobody else rap really.
Right.
So I gotta do this.
I don't be rapping either.
Watch. Just put the beat on, dude. Who's that?
I thought he was about to have me rap over that one beat that just went on. And I was like, hold up, that beat is kind of soft. They say she a worker, but I say that I'm the boss. I'm insane. Don't get tossed. Ooh, wait, let me floss. Let me rip up on this beat. Yeah. I'm about to spit a verse about positivity. Cause positively I hang out with Kezia C and JC Caprice. We represent the D. So come out to the Box Center tomorrow and Saturday, and you can see what this training about. And then bring your kids out next week to 5E Gallery to see what that training about. I'm training them now. I run laps around all of these clowns, hanging them now. Ooh. But I ain't want to get all violent, so silence. Rest in peace to all the whack MCs. I'ma come through and spit a couple bars, you see. I'm hanging out at Hardcore Radio with JC. That's your initials. Yeah. Some instrumentals. Yes. I come through, I floss, just like some dentures. I met some dentures. You know who? Nah, I ain't gonna keep going though.
That's that is sweet, man.
Take me back to that last one.
I'm sick of all these black rappers. Hey, hold on. I know why they recognize why it was me from the lunch truck.
How? Why?
Because I came in eating them fries from Wendy's. Like, I was smacking on them boys. Hey, they were so salty. Right. I could go melt some of that ice out there with how salty them fries.
This shit off the damn truck.
You know?
That is too funny, man.
Yeah, man.
Your flows is killing it. There's no way I couldn't have done a soul cypher and you here. You know, I had to do it. Most definite, man. So tell us again, when are the workshops? How can we get those tickets?
So the adult workshop is this weekend, this Friday and Saturday at the Bog Center. The address for the Bog Center is 3061 Field Street, Detroit, Michigan. You can register online. The link is on the ppwn.org website.
Yes.
And the youth training is the following weekend, Friday and Saturday, January 31st and February 1st at 5E Gallery. And I don't know the address.
4605 Cass.
Yes.
You gotta go through the red door entrance. That's inside the parking lot. That's by the alley. Because don't go through the front.
Because you won't get in.
Entrance. Because they gonna be like, where the music at? But see, we got like a makeshift art gallery hip hop spot.
Yes.
In the basement of the
it's
church.
It's dope, man.
Preach.
Ooh, if you've never been out to 5E Galleries, you ought to be ashamed.
Shout out to Piper Carter and Sakari, DJ Sakari.
Yeah.
They are so wonderful for allowing us to do it there. They are so awesome.
Yeah. So we have a lot to expect, man. It's gonna be exciting. I'm really thankful to have both of y'all in here.
And don't forget, man, that after that training, man, that we have the Positive Mouthpiece concert.
Yeah. Now, is it free? Now tell us
about
prices. Right. Let's say because
the adult workshop is a sliding scale from $30 to $50.
Okay.
And it'll help fund the youth workshop because the youth workshop is actually completely free because we want to make sure that the youth have this experience.
Yeah.
We are looking for sponsors for the youth workshop. Yeah. So if you would like to give some money, you can send some money via PayPal to justme.revolutionary@gmail.com.
Boom.
And which is also my email. So you can, if you would like to donate food or water or anything like that, you can reach out to do that as well.
And where can they do that? Give us that website. I mean, that email address again.
justme.revolutionary@gmail.com.
That's JUSTME.revolutionary.
Oh, that's fine.
Got you a commercial.
That was dope right there. Free.
So much.
$3.99.
Free.
Don't leave me hanging.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
And Korona, tell us about where we can get that mixtape, man.
ppwn.bandcamp.com.
That's dope.
ppwn.
Yes.
.bandcamp.
Right.
Right.
And we got
boom, bam, bam.
Boom, bam, boom, and almost bye.
Bye.
And we have it's gonna be a complete mixtape coming out soon, right?
Yeah, man. It's 8 tracks. Okay. You know, it's 8 tracks of lovely music.
That's dope. That's
powerful.
Dope. Yes,
lovely music.
Every track on there is fire.
It's the jam.
Yes, it is.
It is the jam.
Heck yeah. The jam.
Hashtag the
I
jam.
love that.
That's her word.
Man, hashtag
Mine's
the
is
jam.
heck yeah.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Mine is mug. Like, I love y'all mugs.
Yeah, I love y'all mugs.
Dopeness.
Yes.
And dopeness.
Yeah.
That is.
So I use heck yeah and dweeb.
Yep.
She say whoop whoop and the jam.
Yep. That's dope, man. I'm saying it's like a language. I love it, man. Well, I appreciate having you all here, man. You guys are doing some awesome things. Shouts out to Jonathan Lewis and everybody who's a part of that PPWN, whether you know it or not, you are.
Whoop, whoop.
Shout out to everybody who's a part of this concert. And the mixtape. Shout out to everybody who registered their children.
Yes.
And all the adults that have registered.
And all the adults that have registered. Hopefully y'all show up tomorrow.
Y'all better.
And,
we got your money.
Right.
So
you know, and I want to shout out to my special friend who's donating money to help us feed the children.
Nice.
You know who you are. I don't want to put you out there for everybody to be asking you for money all the time.
Oh, you got money to feed
Thank you, boo. You so sweet. I love you, sugar.
Man, and everybody who's efforting this movement, man, this is awesome. Let's just keep it going, y'all. Let's just keep this peace and positivity going because we can do it no matter what it is and whatever it means to you. Let's make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you all join us in next week again from 8 to 9. We're going to have 313 fresh on this Mizug. Looking forward to that. Woo, woo. I love it.
Off the chain.
Man, but before we go, I would be crazy if I ain't play at least one track off of the
play
tape.
I love it.
You're gonna play my track.
You gotta give him something.
Love like water right here. Yeah. Y'all make sure you keep it locked here on Worldwide Code Radio.
My part again.
You want to hear it? I love it. Man, I'm flattered. Man, y'all have a blessed week. We'll see you next week, man. Peace, positivity. We out of here.
Peace.
Peace.
High above these waters, view down from heavenlies. I see ocean waves cascade.